is NDTV and you are watching NDTV Prime.
Salarpuria Sattva, Trust, It's What We Build, presents the Realty Debate powered by Reliance Home Finance with Manisha Natarajan.
You're hearing enough and more noise around the big billion kind of sales which the biggies on the internet world like Flipkart, Snapdeal and Amazon are putting together to capture the festive season buying. Expectations are that sales this year are going to break all previous records, and advertising spends lined up for these mega events are some serious staggering numbers. But what about categories like real estate, which need and so desperately need a sales pickup much more than ever before this festive season? It's definitely been tried before for property buying, but has it been successful, and is anybody going to be trying it this season? What works, what doesn't when it comes to online marketing in Indian real estate? With me today to debate all of that on the Realty Debate are Ashwinder Raj Singh, CEO Residential Services JLL India, Vikram Kotnis, Managing Director Amura Marketing Technologies, Manish Sinha, Head Quaker Homes, Arun Kumar, Founder and Managing Director of Casa Grande, and Sameer Jasuja, Managing Director of Prop Equity. Well, Sameer, good to have you after a long time. It's great to have you back, and all the gentlemen, thank you so much for being with us here on the Realty Debate. Okay, now we know that Amura Marketing Technologies along with 99 Acres did try the first real estate flash sale in June 2015. It onboarded almost 35 national level developers showcasing properties ranging from 15 lakhs to 20 crores. So look at that range across cities like Mumbai, Delhi, NCR, Bangalore, Pune and Chennai. Customers also got the chance to interact with developers via Google Hangouts. So to say that real estate is still fuddy-duddy, not right. Things are being tried out. So Vikram, I'm going to come to you first. I mean, flash sale, June 2015. How come nothing's happened over the last 1 year? Makes me feel or believe that maybe it didn't really pan out the way it was expected to.
Now, don't be so disappointed. This time we are doing it actually in the festive season, so people benefit from it more. So there's a little bit of Indian psyche when you stick to real estate. Last year was a great success, where we are almost able to move 400 crores plus inventory. This year it's bigger and better. We have integrated a loan mela also in it with all the major banks participating. We'll break the campaign in first week of October, just in the festive season. We've been working very hard on the platform, on the algorithm, a lot of learnings from the last time, which we are trying to fix. So we are getting a complete gaming platform this time, and bigger and better deals. So last time we only went with the large developers. So what we realized is we did not have inventory. Average cost of inventory was almost 80 lakhs. So we missed out on the bigger chunk of real estate, and we got a lot of requests from other cities too. So this time we've lowered our entry barometer, and we are going for almost more than 300 to 400 developers with almost 600 plus properties. So we are making it the biggest deal discovery platform in real estate.
Okay.
And
when you say, okay, Vikram, hold on. I mean, if you're going to tell me everything, then maybe it'll become a monologue. So you need to allow me to ask the questions that I have in my head. This is not a marketing pitch. So here's what I'm trying to understand. Is it on for when do you term something as a flash sale? Is it like a 3 to 4 day sale? I mean, because I know that that's how it happens on an Amazon or a Flipkart.
Yeah. So real estate buying cycle is a bit longer. It cannot happen in 3 to 4 days. So usually we give a limited period of 15 days to 20 days where people can go and see the properties, get basically their questions answered and come to a decision making point. Reason we need 15 to 20 days is people need to travel, see multiple properties that they want to look at.
Okay.
Also, one other thing that's very important during this stage, because today the buying decision is getting delayed because the person is not sure if I am getting the right price. So this allows the developer to, this is my rock bottom rate, and the customer is also convinced that okay, this is the best deal in the market and I need to move on it. So that's the trick
So
this
what
time.
your promise is that you will not find a better deal in the market. These are the rock bottom
Definitely.
prices. Whatever's on that project at you know what you flash is the price that you will get from the developer, and you can't go lower.
Definitely.
All right, Manish Sinha, what are your plans for the festive season?
So, talking about the flash sale thing, I think it is a very good concept. I think a lot needs to be done in the real estate space for it to be as standardized as you actually see in the television and electronics, telephone and cell phone space. Unfortunately, in real estate, the products are actually so diverse that we haven't yet really tried it, but I totally believe that this is the right way for the industry to go, and you would see Quicker Homes also trying something like this in the coming period. I actually think the first step we are doing is we are trying to figure out a way that in the 3-4 days that people see stuff online, they actually find confidence in it, because like we said, the price has to be the lowest that they can find, otherwise it's not a flash sale, but also they can discover it in a much better fashion with, you know, going to the site online, seeing the progress, and also having the brands that are very well known and established. So I totally believe this is something that will take shape, and we are planning to do something like this.
Okay. Arun Kumar, tell me as a developer, what are your viewpoints? I mean, of course, marketing people think that it's a great opportunity, and you know the business brought in is really big. But I've actually heard very mixed views from developers. Some say they've had some amount of good experience. A lot of them say, look, currently their traction from online platforms isn't very exciting. So how will this happen? Real estate is not a decision which anyone will take in a 15-day flash sale. It's a much longer buying cycle. What's been your own personal experience?
My personal experience is that actually online is the way to go down the line for sure, because actually customers find a lot of information comprehensively online as against possibly doing this on the legwork. Even with good mediators supporting them, they find it a lot more difficult and they're not too sure. Having a very neutral perspective of deciphering and doing their own research makes a lot of sense. Now coming to flash sale as a concept, the point is, yes, I am not too sure whether it could really catch on in a very big way in a short while, because what is it? It's a lot more higher discounted product offerings of developers, but I would think the inventories which would come into a flash sale with a higher discounts would be the ones which a builder would find it a lot, is finding it a little more difficult to find for various reasons. What is happening here is, if you are quick to latch on and if you are able to do a research on the flash sale which has happening, like any other sale which happens, if you are coming earlier onto a sale, there is always a chance you might find something which could be fitting your exact tea, because nobody is going to buy a home because it is a little more discounted. People are going to buy a home because it is fitting into the locational bracket of theirs, the kind of specifications, amenities, the builder brand, the credentials, the completion timeline, and so on and so forth. A lot more factors. It's a very complex decision buying process. So with this being the case, actually, I'm not too sure whether they would, take very spontaneous decisions, but if they can come in early into the sale and latch on, they might, it's worth getting into something like this if you are a home buyer, because you might find some very good deals. And if a builder is offering a particular project at a particular discount, he might find a particular unit which is making sense for him, and he might get a deal at that moment. So it's good for sure, but I mean, flash sale is not something which we at the moment are too excited with, but for sure it's worth trying.
Worth trying. Ashwinder, what's your own opinion? I know that JLLR did, I don't know whether you would term it as flash sale, because I think you firmly believe that it's a long buying cycle and the buyer needs to be held through that buying cycle, but you did have a shopping festival with lots of good properties online. How did that work for you?
Manisha, that was good, and you're right. I think we should stay away from anything which kind of makes it gimmicky. So flash sale, makes it gimmicky because the client has become very smart. However, and all this online digital thing is to generate demand. So till the time, there are three things that the client is looking at. The flash sale might give you the best deal, But the two other support structures which are required is that you need to have complete due diligence of the products that you are selling, which are on sale, and then you need to have the last mile servicing, which is closure of the transaction and servicing the client at least till the time the property gets registered. If this kind of confidence can be generated, I think one part of it, which is demand generation through flash sale, I would avoid saying flash sale, is going to work. We had a very good experience and we were able to sell properties, above 1,000 crores, but it took us 6 months. So
what you did was generated excitement, interest in the properties, but at the end of it, it still took some time for a buyer to actually take that decision and say, hey, I'm okay buying the property that I first said I'm interested in.
Absolutely.
All right. Sameer, discounts, gimmicky, all of that. But I'm saying real estate needs everything gimmicky right now if need be. But of course, with transparency and credibility, but some excitement needs to come back into the market. Do you think this will work?
Well, first
big
of all,
flash sale with 300, 400 developers. I'm just a little uncomfortable in terms of how due diligence on so many projects will be done, because there's a trust, crisis right now. But I'm sure Vikram and his team have thought through that.
First of all, if you're going to consider real estate as a product, like what happens with other products through Flipkart, sold through Flipkart or Snapdeal, real estate is a very different kind of a product,
Absolutely.
right? You're not selling exactly the same product like you are on Flipkart, because there's a location, there's Vastu, there are many other factors with respect to a specific flat in a project. You may be selling 300 flats, but 300 flats in that project are absolutely unique. And everybody has different choices and preferences, whether it's a lower floor or higher floor. Now, that is one aspect of it. So I think flash sales is very difficult to work typically in the real estate environment, unless you want to extend the pricing or the scheme for a much longer period, right? The developer would want to hold on to the best locations and would not want to offer them on sale, on a flash sale for that matter, and the worst locations nobody may not want to buy. That's one important point. Then the real estate asset class in residential also has to be broken down into affordable, mid, luxury and super luxury.
Correct.
In the luxury segment and super luxury segment, people are not looking for a flash sale. Right, you're looking at a customer who is looking for the right product. He can afford the best product. Today, for example, camellias is an example. In the worst performing markets, the price of camellias has gone up from 20 crores to 30 crores in the last 2.5 years, 60% appreciation. Yeah, plus. And it's become the second most expensive property in NCR, leaving all the colonies of South Delhi behind. That's because it's been sold as an exclusive product. If you were to sell camellias on a flash sale, the whole marketability and the credibility and the brand that is being established with respect to the product is going to just die. So the flash sale concept will only work in affordable housing, according to me, if at all it works, where the person is just purely looking at the price point. The second most important part that I would like to say is that, and I would like to discourage flash sales, especially in the primary market, because when anything is being sold, we're talking about due diligences here. The best of the best developers in the country have defaulted badly, right? So what kind of due diligence can you do with respect to a developer when you don't know whether he's going to survive the next year or the next to next year? Because any kind of due diligence that you do, he's not going to open up his entire books to you. Mr. Donald Trump hasn't been able to do that in the presidential elections. Look at an Indian developer, right? He has 100 SPVs. He's not going to open out those books, and there are intercompany transactions happening all the time. So due diligence is also a very important aspect as to what kind of due diligence we are talking about in the primary market.
Okay.
If you want to do a flash sale, do it in the secondary market where the product is right, right and ready, and that's where I think it will really work.
Ashwinder, your thoughts on that?
I would disagree, because secondary market, if you can't get hang of the primary market, getting hang of the secondary market in India is impossible. That's my experience.
The only risk which is taken away is the execution risk. It's a ready
but
property.
The thing is that, if you are in the secondary market, Manisha, you don't have anything in control. If you're in the primary market, whatever due diligence you have done, there is one goalpost which is not moving.
We're talking about ready properties. When I meant secondary market, I meant ready properties.
Ready to move in properties.
Yes,
that is something which
I was talking about that.
That is something that I completely agree with Sameer, and there has to be some technology disruption that has to come on the ready to move in market, and that is an area where people, because you have end end users now. You don't have investors. So if you have a product which is really having a reach, you will definitely do much better there.
Okay. Vikram, what are you doing about basically the due diligence part of it? I mean, so two things that I need to understand from you. When you say 300 to 400 developers, are these all ready to move in apartments? What kind of inventory is this?
No, so definitely all of them are not ready to move in. As a part of due diligence, what we look at is basically anybody without having all the permissions. So we have an exhaustive list as per each city that we are onboarding. So unless all the permissions are in place, we are not onboarding any of the developers or their projects primarily. So which is a big part of due diligence anyways.
All right. So you're doing the basic due diligence which is required. My second question to you is that last time there were instances where, I mean, you talked about deals and discounts. Now, when I've spoken to developers, they have this big hesitation that I'm happy to negotiate with the buyer and bring down the price in this market. But if you're asking me to actually publish a watered down price in public domain, this is not something I'm comfortable with, and this is something that I've heard from the largest and the most marquee developers. Maybe the smaller ones might be okay doing it, but marquee developers in public domain are not willing to bring down prices. So how are you offering discounts and deals?
So I totally agree with you. We have kind of taken this consideration into consideration. So what we have also done is we have hidden deals with these developers. So you actually need to contact them directly, but we'll give you a barometer of what kind of hidden deals we are talking about. But if the developer is not comfortable with revealing the rates or what is my bottom rates, you need to go on the site with the coupon and find it out. But we will still guarantee that this will be the best deal in the market for you. Also, there's another part to it is also when we do large marketing activities, it substantially brings down the cost of marketing and the cost per reach. For a developer, automatically the cost per conversion comes down for them, which is a big part which we are missing out on. So that is something which is very lucrative for a developer. When you get on a flash sale or an online platform, when the spends are large, you don't have a middleman who's asking for a brokerage. So you're saving almost 3 to 4% straight away with the cost. Your reach is massive. So you'd be reaching around 1 crore people every day across India, internationally, everything. Which a developer tries to do on his own, the spends are going to be tremendous. So there are multiple advantages to it.
So are you doing it with 99 acres again this time?
We are in talks. We'll reveal our partner soon in the next couple of days.